You all good for this, Chuff?
I'm set. You?
Good. You got your yeah, I'm good. You got a cup of tea?
Cup of tea sorted. Well, orange
Got your
squash.
water?
Got my water
Squash,
sorted. You
standard.
got your eyes going to
Uh,
stay open, not fall asleep?
I'm gonna try to. It's late, but I'm gonna do it for the team.
Right, let's do it.
What else have we got? Oh, have you cleared your bladder?
My bladder is empty.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Liftoff and the clock has started.
Roger, zero G, and I feel fine.
Right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Two Old FUTs. And it's an early edition from last week. So we apologise, you have to listen to us again. But our normal recording date is we normally record on a Monday, release on a Tuesday. But last week we were a little bit delayed, so it went out on a Thursday. But we've got it scheduled now. Me and Dryside have sat down, we've had a meeting. We called in the board, had a meeting, and we've all agreed that Monday night is recording night. We've talked to the kids, talked to families. They all understanding that Monday night is podcast night. So you will get an episode every Tuesday going forward. So probably, I say it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today, but we know what we're like. We can batter on about stuff for a long time, can't we, Dryside?
We do tend to talk quite a lot. It's a pet hate of our own. But can't help it.
It's kind of
We
it's
can't help
good but
talking.
bad, right? It's good but bad because if we didn't talk a lot, we couldn't do this, and if we do talk too much, everyone's like 3 hours later and they're still talking about what they did on Saturday.
Yeah, the prerequisite of a podcast. You must talk.
Exactly. Well, guys, let's give you a summary of what we're going to go through today. As we said, it's going to be a little bit shorter, we think, because obviously we'll be back and now again after next Monday. But obviously, general catch up, how things are going with us and FIFA. Then we want to talk to you about headliners, obviously, new promo that came out. So let's have a chat about that, find out what we all think about it. And then we're going to talk about some stuff going on with the seasons and obviously the seasons players. I don't think we've really touched on that. A lot of you already have your players, but we want to have a little chat about that. Then we want to talk to you about some of the stuff that's been going on with us in the week of FIFA, some ups and downs. And then finally, we've got a few questions from you guys. And then at the end, we'll have a look at the week ahead. So let's get into it. Let's go. Dryside. What's the week had in store for you, or the last 5 days had in store for you?
It's last 3 days, 4 days. How long is it? I can't remember.
It's been 5 days. Can we start off non-FIFA?
Oh, has
No.
it?
Yeah, can I start off on something non-FIFA? Just for two
Okay,
seconds.
go.
I want to hear this story that you started. I heard a second of it, but what was this story about? A lady in a lift or something to a hairdresser? Some random lady?
Yeah, it's comedy gold. So I was leaving work on Friday, trying to rush home, wanted to get back, wanted to get FIFA, wanted to go and get a few beers. I finished work at 4 o'clock, so I'm thinking, missed the rush. And it was raining that day, so I thought I'll drive in, park in the car park near work. And there's these apartments and flats nearby. So I left work 4, thinking I'll be home for 20 past 4, only because I live 10 minutes away from work. And got to the car. I was getting to the car, there's this old lady knocking her flat window in front of the car. You kind of, when you're in that situation, you look around thinking she's knocking the window at somebody else.
I hope she's knocking out the window at somebody else.
Yeah, and I looked up again, still knocking, waving towards her, going, come here, come here.
Dry
I'm
side.
I thought she wanted an autograph, but so I thought, well, I can't let her down because that'll go down really bad if I don't ignore her. She goes on, absolutely slates the podcast, then we're both screwed. So I took one for the team, as I usually do, and I went over, and she came to her door, back door, in a wheelchair, legs out like this little kind of, and this is no way sexual, this kind of little dressing gown with boils, weeping boils all over her legs. I'm like, oh, so she said her phone was dead. She was trying to call a taxi, get to the hairdressers. And I thought, well, I'll call your taxi for you. She was, no, it's too late. I'm running late for my hair appointment. Can you take me down? Sorry. So can you take me down to the hairdressers?
And this is a random lady you've never met before.
Never met her, never seen her in my life. And I thought, one of the ones where, I'm a nice guy, but I'm thinking, are you taking the piss? I'm not going to take hairdressers. But you caught me off guard. And I thought, right, okay, well, yeah. I was like, right, okay. So wheeled her out, took her up to the car, got her out of the wheelchair, put her in the car. And bearing in mind it's a Jeep, so I'm trying to get her up into the Jeep. Can't get the wheelchair folded down. I just ended up just just let's go throw it in the back, threw it in the back of the car. Drove her down to the hairdresser's, which was about 10 minutes drive away. So driving away from my house towards the
This
traffic.
is such a good deed. Honestly, you're a saint.
Get to the hairdresser, get her out, get her in the wheelchair, push her to the hairdresser's. The girl asks what she's getting done. I don't care at this stage. I just want to get home. She's having a blue rinse, or whatever a blue rinse means. I've no idea. She's having a blue rinse. I want to get home. I've got a cold beer in the fridge for me, waiting to play FIFA. Next thing she turns on, there's a fiver for your services. But I'm not some kind of. I am not a taxi driver, but also we kind of. I don't know. There was no kind of agreement set at the start saying that there was going to be money exchanged hands. There was no agreement that somebody was going to be taken to the hairdressers either. But I just thought, wow. So yeah, got in the car, drove off, and that was it. I think I still have the £5 note in my pocket somewhere.
Used and abused. Used and abused.
Yeah. Who does that though?
Wow.
Who does that?
Well, I
That
guess
was
she's
my
in
start of the
need, and
weekend.
you know, you did really help her out, and that's yeah. But when it catches you off guard, you're a bit like, I don't really know what to do in this, because you obviously don't want, as you said, you don't want to say no. You're going to help her out, but also you're a bit like, I've never done this before, so this is really weird and a little bit awkward.
It was the guy. She actually said there was a guy. The first guy came along, but he drove off, and he said he'd be back in a minute. Clearly, he had no intention of coming back at all.
Oh yeah, I've just got to run an errand. I'll be back in 2 minutes here.
Yeah, I'll go and get somebody for you. Bye.
Oh dear.
So yeah, so I give her the link to the podcast, told her to get on, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. So she's going to. She might already, I don't know. Just watch out. If you see a profile pic with a woman with blue rinse hair, you'll know.
And how about FIFA? What's been going on with you with FIFA? You didn't play Weekend League again, did you?
No, didn't play Weekend League. And there's a reason why I didn't play Weekend League. Because I was planning to. There was a challenge, if anybody's listened to last week's show, which we'll move on to in a second. But I don't want to spoil too much of it. So my weekend was taken up. All weekend was taken up.
Well, it's going to
with
take
that
about 10
challenge.
seconds to go over your coaching abilities. So
No,
don't worry
no,
about
no,
it too
no.
much.
Just if everybody remembers, and remember this in life in general, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah, the right one and the wrong one.
There's two sides to every story. So don't start coming in here like the big I am. So you listen to my story. Let the listeners decide who's telling the truth. All right. So we'll hold that thought. So my weekend, no, I sold knowing that headliners was coming along. I pretty much sold all the players I had because a lot of my players are untradeable anyway. So I sold everybody. So I thought, right, I'll have a bit of an investment here. I had a load of packs sitting waiting, and then we will reveal all when we're talking about headliners. So that's enough for me. I'll zip. What about you?
What's been going on with me with FIFA? I don't know why I went into stupid Bristolian accent then. That went really, really Bristolian for a minute. I don't know what's going on here. I'm a teeny weeny tiny streamer. What went on with me Weekend League? Well, I guess let's talk about it in the context of the challenge. So this is the story, right? Ignore Dry. Doesn't matter what Dryside says because that it literally is irrelevant. Just like his coaching
I'm not
skills.
I'm not gonna butt in until I get my chance at the end. So you go on.
No,
go on.
we did. So this week, as anyone would know, I did hit elite. So I'm an elite FIFA player, okay? Elite FIFA player. I did get gold one the week after, but elite because I've got it once. But Dryside wanted to take me to the next level. Dryside was keen. As anyone who listened to the last podcast, you'd have heard about this challenge. So, Friday morning, I'm there. Dryside's like, dude, I've taken a half day. I'm gonna be there for you. I got your back. Like, I am your boy. I'm literally there for you. I was like, Dryside, you are a hero. Like, what a ledge. So I load up the stream. I'm there. Viewers all coming on. Everyone's there chatting. Well, all two of them. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, where's Dryside? Where's Dryside? Nowhere to be seen. I had to start my games on my own. And it wasn't pretty, guys.
Exactly. What happened?
I was 5-4 because honestly, I was hurt. All I could think about was where's Dryside. I was worried about him. I thought he might be giving more ladies lifts to hairdressers or something. So I was genuinely just really worried about your well-being, which put me off my game. And I went 5-4, one of the worst starts I had to Weekend League. And obviously, even though Coach Dryside wasn't there, Coach Dryside was still coach, so that falls under his reign. So then in the evening, you were about. And actually went really well. It actually went really, really well. We had a few disagreements on substitutes. You're like, right, take Lewandowski off. Because I bought Lewandowski. I bought headliner Lewandowski. I bought him. You bought him as well, didn't you? Because he was so cheap. Like you bought him at
Right.
625, didn't you? And I bought him at 680, and we both sold and
Yeah.
made quite a lot of profit, like 150k or whatever. So I bought Leather back, and there's disagreements. You're like, take him off. I'm like, no, keep him on. And
I will hold it there. So let's pause at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Now let's rewind back to where I am. So you've got to the point where you've heard Chuff streamers waiting to see me coming on because that's what they're there for, to see my name popping up. So during the day, what I had done is, and everybody will know this, as a coach, you've got to do your research. That's paramount to do any coaching. So I had planned to maybe do it around about my break, around about 11 to half 11. Anyway, I started watching loads of videos back of Chuff, and by the time I knew it, it was literally 4 o'clock. I had no idea what I was going to do. You can imagine my desk, sheets of paper everywhere, tactics all over the place, thinking, this is actually harder than what I thought. What have I let myself in for? So by the time I finished
smell
doing my
BS.
notes, well, it's truth, God's honest truth. So I was working away. I actually had to take a half day because my head was that sore watching the videos. I then got to my prep time. I had my book laid out. I had tactics laid out for him. Knew what I was going to do. I looked up, and it's 8 o'clock. Go ahead.
Oh my god, the bullshit. So then Dryside turned up, and it went on a good run. So yeah, really good run. I think it did manage to turn it around. I think the end of Friday night. By the way,
Lost
Dryside did fall asleep once. He did fall asleep. He disappeared in the middle of a game. We're like, where is he? 15 minutes later, he comes back on. Where have you been? Oh, I fell asleep. Coach Dryside. But I think my favourite, and to be fair, it was really good. It was actually really good. I know, on a serious note, I know friends in the FIFA community that they often get on and talk to each other when they play games. Like one of them will watch over share play and be on a call and watch them play, and then they'll switch up and help the other one, because it's really quite good to actually kind of help tell them the stupid things that we do, and we all do it. Like at the end of the game, like, you know, Dryside's favourite words he was screaming at me were tighten up and play it back. I think with the two of the main ones, but it really is useful.
Switch it.
Yeah, switch it. It's really useful because you sometimes, like, I'm terrible for. I'll be 2-0 up in the 80th minute, and I'm still playing as if I'm 1-0 down. And
I'm just saying, keep ball,
keep tight, and it worked. I think it's really is handy. If any of you want to try it, if you want to improve your game, try it. It's quite. Maybe find somebody who actually knows something about the game. Obviously instead of Dryside.
Don't DM me.
Yeah, but no, it really is. It's a good suggestion if you want to improve your game. Again, the person, I think we can all talk about a game of FIFA than we can play it. Like 90% of us can talk about a game of FIFA, we can play it, right? We all talk as if we're Elite 1 players, but so it's actually, but it's right, because talking of a game of football is easier than playing it. So it's really handy because they'll be like, oh, you're rushing it. You're not playing. You need to get out wider because there's some space out wide, things you don't see. So it's really good. I think one of my favourite moments from that is, so Dryside were watching the stream. So we had a couple of second delay on the actual stream. So on Discord, so our voices were in time, right? So from a stream perspective, the stream, Dryside's voice was delayed by a few seconds on the stream, essentially. So it's really funny. So headline Lewandowski had just messed up, and Dryside was saying about, oh, Lewandowski was like, he's rubbish, we've got to get him off. But in that time, literally as he said that, Lewandowski scored a fantastic goal. And then literally a second later, he's just gone from, this rubbish, you've got to take him off. He's absolutely, yeah, good goal, Lewandowski. Well done. It's just absolutely genius. But no, I enjoyed it. And then the Sunday night, Dryside turned up and we smashed Elite 2. Oh, no, we didn't, because Dryside didn't turn up, so I finished goal 1.
Oh, no, you're leaving out a massive gap again. During that time on the Friday, you're leaving out a huge part of it. You said about my delay, you say you blame Discord, you blame the delay in the stream. I do believe in one of the games, were you 1-0 down or you were 1-1? Can't remember. Wasn't really watching. But and Lewandowski was having a stinker. I did identify errors in their defence. What did I say to you?
Bring Promes on.
Bring Promes on. See, he remembers. So bring Promes on. And what happened when Promes come on?
To be fair, it's like the 85th minute, and I was like, nah, Promise is terrible. Been doing objectives with him, and he's absolute shite. And he somehow managed to put the ball through the middle of the goalkeeper's chest, and it just bounced and trickled into the net, and it was quite amazing. It was almost like Dryside was kind of pulling some kind of like, I don't know, matrix code kind of, I don't know. He was having some influence on the game for sure.
That's the thing. As a coach, I identified that the keeper had a huge hole in his chest. Those are things you have to watch out for. Nobody would have seen that in the match. There's no way somebody would have seen a goalkeeper with a huge hole in his chest. Right? And that's what makes me such a good coach. Those are the things I notice.
Okay,
Right? So
where were you
it's not
Sunday?
all about the football. Sunday, I thought, you're one of those ones, again, where I take kids football. And sometimes when I take kids football, I give them team talks and they go out and, I same thing with you, shout from this, no, I discuss with what to do and identify certain things. And then there's a time where, like a peacock, you just got to let them fly. And you just got to let them do it themselves. And I came on Sunday, I thought, come on, I saw you. And it was like my own children. I saw you on stream and I thought, well, I should have go on and help him. I thought, no, he's got to do it himself. Like he has to try this himself. I actually had a tear in my eye, and I turned the volume off. I actually sat in the dark room for a while, and I thought he's gonna have to do it himself. He's gonna have to try. What he'll be doing now at this stage, he'll be thinking in his first game, what would Dryside tell me? What would Dryside tell me to do? Would he tell me to make a change? No, he'd tell me to hold ball, keep ball, and this was a really emotional moment for me. This was a real proud dad moment. I was listening. I was doing work on my laptop, and I also heard on you on stream saying, "Keep ball." Right, I'll switch it. And that I actually put down. You know that's true. That you're laughing because you know it's true.
No, I'm laughing because I said to everyone on stream, I was like, well, as Dryside's not here, we'll have to replace him with, what would he say? Knowing full well that they'd literally just be like, keep ball, stay tight, keep ball, stay tight. Guys,
What happened?
If you want to coach like Dryside, you can either sign up to his coaching courses so he can make you a great coach for only £5,000 for 30 minutes of training, or just learn to say get tight and keep ball over and over again, and you get the same result. So
How you deliver it. How you deliver it. Why you always put me down?
It was good. It was good fun. It was good fun on Saturday. It was banter. I did enjoy it. So it was weekend league. I played so badly at the start. I had very little sleep, and I must say, to be honest, I used to, before I streamed all the time. When weekend league was 40 games, I used to play FIFA a lot, but I never finished a weekend league. Never 40. I rarely did 30. Working. I didn't have kids at the time, and I was thinking about this the other day. I was just like, how, like, even like yourself, right? So this is you, like. I played this game for 10 hours on a Friday, 3 hours on a Saturday, and about 5 hours on a Sunday, and I sometimes struggle to finish all my 30 games. I don't know how people who, work on a Friday, other commitments on Saturdays, because obviously for me it is work. I honestly have so much respect for people who manage to squeeze this in, and I kind of remembered why people would have different frustrations for me, because obviously me, I'm doing it as a job as well, whereas somebody who is... It's their free time trying to fit this in and then getting frustrated with the game, why it can be a little bit different.
I think from a perspective of somebody like me who is working full time and just do it when I get a chance. The thing, and that's what I love about you, I hate using this word, we always say this, community, but the people who watch your stream and the people who talk to us on Twitter, who interact with us, when everybody's on together and start chatting about it, it does push you on a bit more to sit and play it. And that everybody's in the same boat, so it is good fun in that way. It's more of a, I don't know, collective group of people, knowing you're not just sitting, just grinding it just for the sake of it. There's other people that are in your position, and we're sending tweets to each other. How you doing? Go on, keep going, that kind of thing. It's good fun.
Yeah, that's part of it, isn't it? I think that's what keeps FIFA going for a lot of people is the community around it. Because if you were sat isolated at home playing online games, FUT champs, I would just be like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. But when you've got people who love, like a lot of my real life friends, like they're not interested in FIFA. They play it, but not very often. They don't like. I love the game, and it's nice to have people, like any hobby or whatever it is. It's nice to, you've got a place where you can go, whether it's my stream or anyone else's stream. That is, you've got a place where you can go and you can just chat about FIFA, have banter about FIFA, and you know you're not feeling. Because I remember sometimes if I was down the pub with my mates and they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'll probably play some FIFA in the morning." You'd be a bit embarrassed and be like, "Oh, I don't want to say that," because they'll laugh or take the piss. But it's not. It's you know it's nice to have a place. So no, these kind of communities are great to get people through, especially like objectives and stuff as well, which are brilliant and I love them. But also they're hard going and they make you want to throw things out the window, primarily your PS4 or your Xbox. And no, it's just good.
And that's where you get your little hints and tips. You know, I've listened to different streams and different chat to different people, and you pick up things like things I would have never known before. You know, when you're under pressure in a corner, holding square gives you that automatic power header out. That's been gold for me in the last year
Yeah.
doing that.
Oh, and talking about different players. Which one should I do? Should I do this guy? What do you think? And often someone will come in, Chuff, what do you think about that? Yeah, I think it looks good. And then somebody chat like, oh, but what about this? What about that? And all of the different opinions go to help somebody make the decision of whether they do them or not. And it's useful because a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of people don't know about FUTBin. A lot of people don't use FUTBin, and a lot of people don't even know about in-game stats. Some people, you know, they look at stats like, oh my god, it's amazing, but actually there's a lot of in-game stuff behind that, which may mean that, you know, just because somebody's got 90 shooting doesn't mean they can actually finish. It could be finishing's really low, but everything else really high. So it's really good for like educational as well.
Yeah, it's good when you think when people don't have much money or they're doing an RTG, or even if they're not doing RTG, to say, like, so we would run past each other sometimes and say, you know, if I've done an SBC and I've liked the card, you'll say, what's he like? Would he suit my style of play? And I'll say, well, yes, he would, or no, he's not. You know, he's not quick, so he wouldn't suit your style. And then it maybe saves you from doing it, or it gives you a bit of an opportunity to think about, well, is it worth spending the 300,000 coins on him based
Yeah.
on a real true recommendation? Because as much as all these guys do videos on YouTube, sometimes it's somebody you trust just will give you the truth about what. So it is good. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Before we move on to the next section, there's one we talk about headlines. One thing I was gonna mention. I haven't. It is only 11 days. What date is it? I'm actually doing it. I'm going to be tweeting about it tomorrow, but I'm going to mention it now, and then it kind of ties me in that I'm definitely doing it. Well, I am doing it anyway. I've just got to check with my wife first to make sure. Well, no. So basically, on Saturday, the 1st of February, I'm doing 90 games of Weekend League. So I'm doing a charity stream where I play 90 games of Weekend League in one stream, and I don't end the stream until I've played all 90 games. On my calculation, with rage quits and everything, and obviously it could be a 36 to 40, 42 hour stream, realistically. So the plan is to start at 7 a.m. on Saturday, and then I'm going to be finishing on Sunday at around, hopefully I'll be finishing at around 7 to 10 or 11 p.m. at night. I'll be finishing up the 90 games. I'm doing it for Mind Mental Health Charity. I'm probably going to need them after playing 90 games of FUT Champs. I'm not sure if this is a good thing. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how I get on with 90 games. Really interesting. But yeah, so I'll be tweeting out details about it, but it's going to be happening on Saturday the 1st of Feb. We'll be doing it. But I thought I just wanted to mention it and plug it, obviously, because it's for a good cause. And,
Great cause.
So so if you don't, follow me on Twitter, and you'll see the announcement of when I'll be going live, and obviously on Twitch and stuff. I think most people listening to this probably follow one of us on Twitter and stuff anyway, don't they? And Twitch. Yeah. So yes, that's that. So let's talk the headliners. Headliners. What are we thinking overall? So for like just the players overview, like the players that are in packs. What do you think?
First thoughts, expensive. I'll not even go to the price first, actually, in terms of who they are. You know, we kind of knew what was really good about it. I loved the whole thing that EA were dropping little hints, like a flag, a stat.
Yeah, we said that last week, didn't we?
Oh, did we? All right.
Oh no, sorry, I wasn't sure. that wasn't a shutdown.
Always trying to put me down.
That wasn't a shutdown. That was merely just me making. Come on. That was basically that was a shut. We've already talked about the no. We just mentioned it last week about how good it is.
Yeah, so we did know these were coming, and they did. So we had Neymar, Salah, kind of the big ones. But the Neymar, the Salahs, the Lewandowskis, the Mertens, and they were all great. But everybody was thinking, you've got the smaller ones that realistically you could afford, and you're thinking the only way you're going to get Neymar or Salah is that if you pack them, and then you go into that mode of, right, I'm going to open packs now because I'm going to get one. and then to be completely disappointed again.
Yeah, we all saved our packs, didn't we? I was surprised at Neymar because, from what we understood, he wouldn't get one because we were to the understanding that their base card had to be below 90. But obviously,
That's right.
that tweet, I think it was way back that sent it. I don't know where the info was from, but it was obviously absolute rubbish. But there's some lovely cards in there. There are some really nice cards, and they could be mean cards. The prices were nuts. So they were so cheap to start off with. Because it's like we talked about this actually last week, where we were saying with any promotion, people don't always know how it works, especially with one of these. And I think a lot of people just thought headliners were like last year, and they are like last year. So for anyone who doesn't know, headliners, they're basically it's always a +1 on their current inform. So if they've got the latest inform as an 86, the headline is an 87, like Kyle Walker, right? It's got an inform 86, his headline is 87. And every time they get an inform, their headliner stays one above it. But this year there's a slight difference. If their team wins 4 games in a row in the league, right?
In a row.
In a row is the key thing. That player will also get a one-time permanent upgrade. So therefore, there will always be 2 above their latest inform. So in this situation, if Kyle Walker, Man City win the next 4 games and Kyle Walker didn't get any informs, he would get an 88 headliner card and his latest inform would be an 86. If he then got an inform up to an 87, his headline would go to an 89. So it always stays 2 ahead. So it was almost like people didn't read that, and the prices were reflecting just normal headliners. And then they suddenly spiked up because you saw with loads of them. So I mentioned Lewandowski. Me and you both bought him. You bought him cheaper than me actually, around the 600 mark, and then you've rocketed up to nearly 800. Then he went over 800, and they've been holding there. Same with Neymar. They've been holding there. So it's almost like the community realised, because they didn't really communicate it very well, EA. Again, you've got to go online to the website to see how it works. If you don't go on the website, you just play FIFA on the game, you literally have no idea how these cards work. So
Yeah, this is why I love these cards, because they're the hottest property in FIFA and Ultimate Team. But it also makes you so paranoid because the market fluctuates. So I bought Lewandowski for 624, and he's gone up and up and up. And I said to you about it, and then we watched him going up, and then you bought in, and then he's going 700, 750, 800, and going, oh, this bubble's going to burst at some point. And can you remember what I sold at?
779, I think you sold at, wasn't it?
Yeah, 790 or something anyway. And then I thought, right, I'm out, because I thought that's a good profit, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's a great profit. But I thought, I just don't know how this is going to go. I actually was going to hold out till you get even cheaper to buy them, but I bought in at 64. I think it was a good deal. I was going to buy 2, but it was just short. So then I thought, right, I'm out. And then he just kept on going and going.
Yeah, I sold mine at 879. So I pretty much hit near top. 885 or 890 was the highest I saw after.
He tipped up at, I think the most I saw him at was 916 for maybe an hour.
Was it? Wow.
And then he fell back down. That was on the Saturday. But he seems to have evened up now around about the kind of 8 to 820 mark.
So
which is just.
And these are so volatile, aren't they? And well, let's talk about Merino Gate, shall we?
Merino Gate. So yeah, we
So Gerard Merino has got a headliner card. He's an 87 rated white winger in Spain. He is 20. He was about 28k at the time, wasn't he? 28k.
Yeah. And bear in mind, we're not recommending this person would be put in your team, because he's not something you're going to buy for your team. This was purely as an investment. So
yeah, for 2 reasons, wasn't it? One, he looked very cheap for an upgradable card. 2, we were playing Fortnite at the time, right? So we were playing Fortnite, hiding in a bush, and we were looking through these cards at prices, and I was like, hey, this guy, he's 2k more than his 86 in form. He's upgradable. They're playing bottom of the league on Sunday. And I was just like, admittedly, I was like, this just doesn't seem like, surely at 28, surely they've got to go up with a bit of hype, because these cards generally go up a little bit in the hype, don't they, before a game? And if he scores, I was like, it doesn't matter if he's useful in a team. People will buy him because they think he's going to soar. So you'll be able to sell him for 35, 40. Yeah. So we were like buying them, and, I bought 5, and then I was like, Dryside, are you buying any? And Dryside was like...
This again, 2 sides to every story, everybody. So... I bought first, let me just say.
Did you?
So I thought, right, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, so I was killing everyone on foot. Yeah, I was shooting everyone and saving your ass. Yeah, obviously.
I was in the bush. I was on Fitbit checking them out. So I bought 6 of them. Then you come on and said, oh, I'm going to buy some too. I've just bought 10. So then I thought, well, bigger balls than me, no. So I said, "Oh, I just bought 14." So I was buying more than you. Then you didn't want me to have more than you because it was going to be a good investment. So then you said, "I bought 16." So then I think I went. It was like an auction. But I went. So we're both going balls deep for a card for no reason apart from we both wanted to completely out compete each other
Yeah,
and buy the most.
yeah. I had 20. I think I had 30 in the end. 30 of them.
I think I had 31.
No. Oh no! Wait a minute. Let me count. I had 32. I had 32. But no. But to be fair, so on Sunday we were like, yeah, there'll be some hype. There'll be some hype. And I couldn't find. I was looking on Sky Sports and BBC to try and find the team news for their game because they kicked off at 3 o'clock, and I couldn't find.
Right.
They didn't have the teams for them. So I went on the internet and I found a team, and the team showed Marino, and I was like, sweet.
Tweeted me straight away.
I tweeted him. I was like, right, he's playing. What a dream. And then it was my little boy's birthday. So I wasn't looking, and I went to the toilet. And, I was like, yeah, I just need a wee. Get the phone out. Right, what's going on? What's going on? Dryside, he's not even on the bench. I was like, what is going on?
It was the other Marino was starting.
It was the other Marino that was starting. Alberto Marino.
Two complete muppets.
Oh, so it was actually Alberto Marino that was starting. Didn't even think about the first name. If anything, I probably would have thought his name was Alberto Marino. So then we started selling, but we've made profit. We've made about after tax about 2.5K per card. So it's not that
funny,
bad.
the reaction. If anybody's reacting to this, and people will fully relate to this, so as soon as you said he's starting, I would then said, right, I'll check. Checked it wasn't the right one. So you can imagine at that stage is like alarm bells all over my living room. I'm throwing bits of paper in the air in a complete panic, trying to get to my laptop to go just sell. It was like the stock exchange. It's like the stocks just went through the floor.
Do you manage your? I find I manage my FUT club more than I manage my own bank account finances. I find I spend more time worrying about my coins and my investments than I do real life. I'm like, damn, that needs to go up. I can't lose anything. I need to check it. I'm checking it 18 times a day. And anything else in my life, I'm like, what? Oh, I was right. Have I? It just passes by. It's sad, isn't it? But the Marino game.
We ended up selling for I think if you sold yours for 31, I think I sold mine for 32 or 33.
Yeah, I say I made about two and a half after tax on each card. I think I sold mine for 33, nearly 34.
Well, funny, we actually did say, like, we talk about real life. If that was your real life money and you're making 3-4K profit on it every time based on £30,000 investment, it's not bad.
No, in the short horizon, but I do think, and I'm not saying to people do this. I'm selling mine still. I do at some point in the next 3 months. He will hit. I think he will get another inform, and at that point there will be people will be going into him, and he will spike, and I will go, look, I could have sold them there, but who knows when that'll be. I don't even know if he's in. I haven't even looked. I don't even want to. This guy's dead to me, basically, in terms of FIFA. I don't mean real life. That'd be horrific. I just mean in terms of FIFA, that card is gone. I'm not investing in it again. I'm selling them, taking my profit, and I forget it's ever existed, basically. We move on. But that's pretty funny. You can just hype up on Fortnite, be like, right, get the web app open. What can we buy? And you just talk yourselves into it. And this is actually, this was the other thing with headliners that, this is one of the cards, right? On the SBCs, we've had some flashback cards and moment cards like Lala and people like maybe not anything. Well, Lala's pretty outstanding, but some of the other ones. But one of the headline SBCs is Adama Traore, and he's obviously a hype player this year. He's a speedster. He's strong. He cannot finish. He's got some of the worst reactions of he's got, I don't know, it's like 60 something reactions, 77 finishing. He's pacing strong, but apart from that, he's not the best card. Yeah, it's like 200 something K, and I was at the start, I was like, no way, don't do it. It's better super subs. Yeah, he can run fast, but he can't do anything. He can't score, he can't finish. He's going to let you down, and people come on stream like, oh my God, he's amazing, super sub. And I was like, no way. And then I looked at him yesterday, and I was like, but to be fair, if he gets a couple of upgrades, his finishing might get into the 80s, and actually might be a good super sub.
I know, but finishing is only 77.
Yeah.
I would take a fair few upgrades.
Well,
maybe a bit of...
But the other thing is, I was thinking if he will get a winter upgrade. He will get a winter upgrade, but it depends how big a winter upgrade he gets. as to whether, and EA are a bit funny with this. So it used to be with winter upgrades. So anyone who doesn't know, in February we get winter upgrades where players will get upgraded, and if that overlaps, if the overall stat or any other stat overlaps with an inform card or another an inform card or anything, then that will get upgraded to the next level. So for example, if somebody's an 81, they get moved to an 82 and they've got an 82 inform, that 82 inform will become an 83. Now Adama Traore is a 74 silver card. He would need a big upgrade to impact that 80 rated inform. But I know EA have been funny with this before. Like last year, João Cancelo, he was playing at Juventus at the time. I had his one to watch, and he was not due an upgrade because he only got a +1 or whatever, and his overall rating didn't go above it. None of his other stats went above it, but for some reason they upgraded him by 1 or 2. I can't remember. I think it might have been 2, but they upgraded that one to watch. You never know what EA might do. I personally never heard like any sensible logic as to why that happened. So you never know. But if Adama does, like, if he keeps going the way he is, realistically, he should be an 80 card at least. He should be like an 81 or something, right? Agreed or not?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, man of the match at the weekend. He's playing really well, scoring goals. He's had 2 informs. He could easily be like an 80, 81 rated. Whether they're going to give him a 7 upgrade or not. If that did happen, could his 83 get an upgrade? Could his headliner get something? I don't think it will, but I was in this mode of thinking, and then I was like, but all he's got to do is get 1 or 2 more informed, and he'll be an 87 or 88 rated super sub, and his finishing could get into the 80s. And then I think, okay, with 5 chemistry, if he's in the 80s and you put a sniper on him, that could get his finishing into like the late 80s. And then I was talking myself into it.
I get that. I get it. If it's a card that financially you could make money on it, or even break even, but it's a massive gamble for a 240,000 coin SBC.
And his reactions are awful. And reactions,
That's
looking back,
me off.
and when you look back, so there's some stats that upgrade a lot with upgrades. So for example, like if you look at him versus 74, all of his shooting stats are all up 20. Generally, those kind of stats get upgraded quite a lot. The ones that don't get upgraded very much are generally like your stamina. Stamina doesn't normally get upgraded much unless it's like a Team of the Year card or something. The informs, they don't get that much because obviously the stamina doesn't really change from a player. The other ones that don't normally get massive upgrades are reactions and balance and stuff, because that's physical attributes around they're like, the dribbler. Well, they are kind of physical. Your balance and stuff is kind of a physical kind of attribute that's linked to dribbling, but they don't really, it's hard to say somebody's reactions are better with form. You just don't see them upgrade much. So his silver's got reactions of 62 and his headliner's got reactions of 66. So he's only had 4 upgrade on it from an 11 overall upgrade. So I don't think his reaction's going to be soaring, but I don't know, this one's really torn me. I'd love to know what listeners think. Guys, we said before, you can tweet us, Two Old FUTs on Twitter. Let us know any of these discussion points. If you've got an opinion, let us know. If you've got a question, let us know. If you've got something you'd love us to discuss, please let us know. And also let me know, are you doing this card? Have you done this card? You're not doing it. Are you doing it, Dryside?
No, I am not. Because just for that reason, that it's just too much of a risk. I don't think he's got good enough stats to fit in my team, mainly because I've got Bernardo Silva, who is on another level as a right winger.
Yeah, he's incredible.
It's just insane. It's the best card I've ever had by far.
For 100k more, you could do, so if you've got the untradeable, you could do Player of the Month Werner, and that card is the real deal. You put a Maestro on him, he's a 94 rated striker. I've got him. I've used him in the last night in my first team with 8 chem, so not even full chem. The guy's just fantastic. Natural pace.
The pace is just. I am on the fence. I'm about to push the button on Werner. I really am.
And what I love about him, I actually love that he's got 3-star skills, because it stops me from effing around and doing stupid skills that I've got no business doing, and it just makes me play football. Rollover is all you need, and he does that well. So I'm really enjoying him. For anyone who doesn't know, like, my mission now is to save up for Team of the Year Mbappe. So I'm trading hard, trying not to spend much on players, trying to save up for Team of the Year Mbappe. And he's probably going to stay. Like, he is quality.
On that note with Werner, in the winter upgrade, he's an 89 now. Will he not go up to a 90 or a potential 91?
Now, going on what we know from the past, he may not. I'd have to double check on the last bit, but so if he's an 83 gold, he should go to an 85, which means his first inform would go from an 85 to an 86. His second inform would go 86 to 87. So his first player of the month would go to an 88. Now, obviously, that doesn't impact his next player of the month. So it all depends whether if EA keep the 2 gap between the 2 player of the month cards, then he would go to a 90. But EA may not, because I know in the past they said they'll only do it if it crosses over. If it would means it would be the same as. I don't know if they'll honour that 2 gap. So if they do honour it, he could be 90. But as we said, that Cancelo, it doesn't always work strictly like that. But I don't think it'll be a 91. I can't see 91 at all. There's no logic for him unless he gets moved to an 86.
Based on that's the 100% the better gamble than Traore.
Yeah. I think he's got more likelihood of getting upgraded from winter upgrades than Traore. That's for sure.
And if he doesn't, you've still got a unreal card.
Oh, unreal. I did him as a super sub originally.
Win-win.
Yeah, did him as super sub. I know that for a fact, once I'm done with him in the first team, once I do get Team Leo Mbappe, he will be my super sub for the rest of the game because he's got that pace. He can finish. He's just an absolute machine.
What a super sub to come on last 10 minutes. 98 acceleration, 97
He
sprint
tears
speed.
it up. He tears it up. Yes, he's not as good a dribbler as Traore. He's not as quick. He's like 297 overall versus instead of 99. But you barely notice it, and he can bang it in the back of the net as well. He's got a better weak foot. He's got a 4-star weak foot as well. So so Timo Werner. We're gonna talk through winter upgrades next week probably, or the week after's podcast. We're going to talk through that and kind of talk through the players we think, what they may look like as well. What talk through. There's a list of players we think could get upgrades. So I think that's quite a good discussion topic, really.
And have you done any of the as part of the SBCs for headliners? Have you done any yet, or completed any of the outside the actual story ones?
No, I've not done the objectives yet. I've not done any of the SBCs, but I will be doing Lala. So the Moments Lala, it's obviously not a headliner card, but it's a card that's come out during that promo. The right back in French League, I'm going to do him. He's not going to be in my team now, but he will when Leo Mbappe comes in. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to save up for Leo Mbappe. Hopefully, my aim is to have him within a month. But I know that he is by far the best right back in the French league. He's the best French right back that I know of. So therefore, for what is he, like 250k, I think, off the top of my head, that is a card that will play right back and gets a strong link to Mbappe. So if I don't do it, I know that in a month I'm going to look back and be like, oh, damn. And then I've got to go out and buy an icon, which will cost me $1 million. And actually that Lala card with a shadow, I think it makes him like a 94 rated right back. He's insane. So I'm going to do Lala, but I'm waiting till rewards. So this is what I say. If you're doing SBCs, guys, look at the date, the time, because you don't want to go out buying players and rush to do an SBC like today and have him in your team, when actually you might be able to buy the players for cheaper on Thursday. Or if you take untradeable rewards, you might pack players that can help you, which obviously saves you money. So it's if you don't need them today, then maybe wait till Thursday. So that's what I'm doing. Although I think he runs out on Thursday night or Friday, so it'll be a bit of a rush. But it's only 2 SBCs, so it's not too bad. How about yourself?
Even on that, the likes of doing the season objectives, I done the headliners Playa. How do I pronounce it? Playa?
Playa? Yeah. I think, don't ask me on name pronunciation.
No, definitely don't ask you. Wrong person. It's a really good card. Really enjoy. I played with him tonight for the first time. Played 6 games with him, and I think he scored 3 hat tricks. And then
This beginner squad battles again.
Yeah. No, he's a really good card. Now he's not going to be anybody more than likely nobody's first team player, but he's a decent sub. Do recommend doing it because again, like we always say, it's a free card. All's taken up with your time. It doesn't even take that much to do. I think it's 3 rival objectives and 3 squad battles maybe. I can't remember, but
I'll be doing it tomorrow.
Yeah, it is good. And then I took, I thought I had enough cards in the club, and I thought, you know what, I'll also do Smalling.
Grizzly.
I know. No, the reason why I done it, if you look at his stats, he's not going to get in the first team.
67 acceleration, right?
But he could come on as a really good, close the game up, 1-0 up, last 15 minutes, CDM, drop him in there. However, I then did discover another player that I've dropped in the CDM, so I wish I wouldn't have done Smalling now, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Smalling's woeful, by the way. Even
Yeah,
with
it's pretty
no matter
bad.
what his passing's absolutely terrible. His acceleration is 67, and with a sub, if it wasn't for his acceleration, I'd been tempted to do it as a centre back, just for it's only 35k, so it's not expensive.
Yeah, it's worth doing. You're not going to lose on it, really.
No, but it's
This
just
stage in the game.
no. He's got better players, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to do. I'm saving. Say I've got to save. I haven't got the players in my club to do Lala at the minute, and I want to avoid spending coins. So I'll take untradables from rivals again to use to do Lala. But that's it for me at the minute. I think, yeah, none of them take my fancy because I just don't think. But they're good for objectives. Actually, so today I'm doing a new YouTube series and I was practicing it and looking through the club the guy I was doing it with, and I was like, you know what? Because I don't often look through the club. It's like obviously I don't do many SBCs, and I love how many untradeable cards, colourful cards there are on the team. Like Futmas Mendes, Futmas Buliaya. Oh god, if I'm ruining that. What other one? Futmas Cazorla. Like all of the different. I've got rid of some of my Scream cards, but others will have Scream Ozil, Scream Jekko, whatever. And I love that. And I love that this FIFA is. They're not SBCs. You can have done SBCs as well, but you have all these milestones like Politano, Trossard, Zaha, all of these cards, Perisic, all of these cards in your club that you've got for free for grinding. And when you're trying to do objectives or games with friends or whatever, or build different squads for different things, which is what it's all about, it's so nice seeing them all in the club.
Yeah, it's just good fun. It is.
Yeah.
They're great cards.
So I understand Smalling
Especially if
for
they're live.
35k. Yeah, especially if they're live, because there's nothing better. You look down, you're like, oh yeah, he's now an 86 card or an
I
87.
think I still have a. I think I have a. Yeah, I've got a Juan Jesus. The
Oh, yeah. The UEL
Europa
card.
League live card. So he's going to go up as well. So I could,
Yeah, and Babu as well.
Yep,
I've got like
yep.
Diego Carlos, like those SBCs and objectives. I did do Diego Carlos; he was cheap. Like that is it's brilliant. I love that this year with all the different cards you can get from objective. I think objectives has had such a good angle in, like a good thing into FIFA. It's been really
I think
good.
we said from last time that I think his check was maybe a big learning curve that you really, well, I did anyway, regretted not doing them. You never want to regret not doing a card. But luckily now FIFA re-released them again, so it's
Yeah.
not as bad.
And I did him for like a fraction of the price.
But you don't know that's going to happen.
No,
so
you don't know. Like
if
somebody
you,
said
if you
to
like
me,
a card, just do it.
yeah, somebody said to me, don't do Lala. If you're not going to use Lala for like a month, don't do it because I'll re-release it. And I said, but it probably won't release it. If they do re-release it, it won't be for like 2-3 months. And I'll want him next. As soon as I got Mbappe, I need a strong link for him somewhere. And I can't afford like a French icon. I don't want a French icon. He's my man. So I bet you, I guarantee I forget to do him. I just know it. I'll be on stream on Thursday or whatever day, and I'll be like, oh damn, I should have done Lala.
And it's fallen quite nicely on the feet. The fact that some of the defenders I have with Rosalind and Rio
Yeah,
Ferdinand, the
Ruslan, yeah.
icon pick, and then I've got Zambrota as my right back. So I haven't really needed any of the SBCs that have really come out.
No.
So it all depends on your team and who you've already got.
Yeah,
It may not be better.
it does. And that's headliner. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good promo. The card design I love the card design. It's fire. It's really good. Big fan of it. The dynamic images are great again. And there's definitely some good trading opportunities here. It's risky though, these cards, if you use them as investments, especially the ones that are like your Neymars and stuff, because if he gets injured, that card will plummet. Same with like Lev or any of the higher rated ones. Obviously some of the lower ones, like I don't think anything can happen to Marino that's going to make him any cheaper, really.
Unless he just gives up football.
Exactly, he retires and he actually goes up in price. So that's it. Next up, you wanted to talk about seasons, didn't you?
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of quickly cover seasons because I've really been enjoying it. And I think one of the best features about it is that what FIFA have done is to reduce it, is maybe involved everybody a little bit more. And people can actually try to get to that last card that you can get. But what's really confused me with seasons, and you might think differently of this, is that I'm just a little bit disappointed at the end cards that we're getting now. Back at the start when we got, who was it we had the choice of? Zaha, who was the other one?
Tolisso and
Tolisso,
Vasquez from Real Madrid.
Vasquez. We then had Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think, in the last one as well.
Yeah, Oxlade, Danilo, and somebody else.
And then this one we've got another good. The guy I was talking about earlier on that I didn't say his name. Was the guy
Aria.
you unlock at level. No, it's the guy before that, level 14. Tomiyasu.
Oh, you got Tomiyasu or Caceres, yeah.
Tomiyasu's quality. He's the guy I was talking about. If you bring him on as like a CDM,
Oh, because he's a very good passer. He's got 5-star weak foot. He's actually really good. I've
82
taken him today.
yeah.
I've not tried him yet, but I've taken him.
Honestly, this guy's quality. He's 6'2", 82 pace, 76 passing, 82 dribbling, 84 defending, 86 physical. If he was an actual card in the game you could purchase, that's going to be an expensive card and not in a bad league. Only thing is his nationality, but that's a really good card.
90 rated CDM with a powerhouse, gets his short passing up to 99, long passing nice. It is actually a really tidy card because it's got good acceleration, so you don't need, like, especially for CDM, you don't need to increase on 82 pace.
And I think he's slightly OP with shooting because he scored goals for me sitting as a CDM. He has scored a few goals. Which
Long
is
shots
unusual
36.
Yeah,
They're both good cards.
Yeah, they are good. And again, they're free.
And that's a good point actually made, is that I think EA have done, it's a great thing they've done, objectives. And you're right, I think it's really good that they've shortened it so you get players sooner, and the fact they've put players in the middle of it. Like, this is the first time we've had players, it's a shorter season and we've got players in the middle of it. I love that. But EA have cocked up two things, the majorly, which is the thing, the other month where first the league players, the milestone players, they told us were potentially upgradable. We all just assumed, because the Zahas and all these other season objective ones were called league players as well, whatever the name was. Yep. We assumed they're the same for them. Then they kind of changed the naming of them all. So actually it turns out these ones don't get upgraded. So people were like, well, what's the point of these cards? Because, and we were talking about before we started the podcast, you mentioned it, the cards we get now are just not up to date with where they are in the game. Like,
yeah, you look at Philippe Anderson, which is level 20 on the most recent one, the New Year's season. Well, not take him as an example. Ayer, whatever you call him.
Oh yeah.
He's really no different than Oxlade-Chamberlain in the last one. What I'd really love to see, especially because you've got these promos in, and for FIFA to introduce, or EA to introduce, you've got that card, that's fine. But the next level of 21, it would be, let's say, it's a headliner card, not one of the top headliner cards, obviously, but a decent headliner card that they would release as a made-up card. But you had to then, if you wanted it, you hit that level, but you also had to then trade in 2 or 3 of your season progress cards.
Yeah.
You'd have to give in one of your Zahas or your Tomiyasu to get that, and just make it more familiar with the current promo that's on, and a better card.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, I think the better cards. I mean, I think the promo is a good idea to have a promo one in there, I guess, within a season. If they're short, I think they're going back to being longer after this. I think they just did this for, I'm not sure though. If they're longer, then you could have a few promos in there, but still you could have a few different promo cards within it. But yeah, for me, it's a rating. I think that for them to be relevant and for them to want people to grind to those cards, they have to be relevant to say, let's just say, for example, by the time you could get the first cards, so who was it? We talked about like Tolisso and Zaha. What percentage of FIFA players, first team, were those cards in that did it, right? I know I'm making this number up. I don't know, you may disagree with this, but let's just say that 30% of people was using that card, whichever one they took, in their first team. So really, you should expect that percentage, whatever it is, to stay the same throughout. But I would say it's less because the cards are not good enough to where people are with their teams now. I would say that, like, at the end of this, how many people are going to have those in their first team is probably, I would personally say, it will be less than that. That's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, if you had two lines together like a graph, and you had the speed of EA Sports and FIFA going at the minute, with the promos and the different cards coming out, and you had that the season objectives or the season progress, they're too far apart. The one on the right hand side says it is all the promos that are coming out, team of the year, the headliners, miles ahead. The one on the left, which is the seasons mode, it's just really slow. Yeah. That's only really since Zaha, it's only been a 2 upgrade.
Yeah, it's not great. Like, Anderson's a nice card, but he might get in people's left wings for Prem, but I think there's so many better options that people probably have by then, and now even. I just don't think 30% of people even have like space for them in their first team. But they just need to be a little bit better, or make them upgradable. Because otherwise, at the minute, I don't even care about those players. The only reason I do with these players is for putting an SBC. And even then, I don't think, oh, I must do the weekly objectives. I know that I'm going to get enough without even really trying. I try a few, but I know that just from playing the game, I'm going to generate enough to get them eventually, and I'm going to chuck them in an SBC. So they need to improve on that a bit next year.
And that's EA's problem because you've got the likes of us who you're a lot more than me, grinding the game, and I grind it quite a lot as well. But they're missing out two massive points. I've grinded loads, and I'm still 13,000 XP off getting Anderson, and there's 10 days left. You've got the people who really would need him or want him, are going to be people that don't play the game half as much as us. So they're
That's
probably
true.
not even going to get him.
Yeah, that's very
So the
true.
people
Good
that
point.
people that it suits aren't going to get him. The people that doesn't suit will get him, which are no use to them. So they're not catering for anybody, really.
No. No, it's a bit. They're on such the right path, nearly there. It's
Yeah.
just got some wrong things about it.
Yep.
And the fact that this is a perfect thing to link up with. You've got milestone objectives now, so why don't you, when you release a season, release a milestone objective for each one of those players, and therefore whichever one you do, you can upgrade that player for a new version depending on the milestone. So let's just say you got to win 200 games with them in the first team. That'll get them a +1. That'll make them an 88 rated instead of an 87. When you play 300 games or 400 games, whatever it is, it can be huge. 400 games, it goes to an 89. 600 games goes to a 90, and then that's the max. Let's just say a 3 upgrade, that'd be brilliant because I don't know, that would just be brilliant. Rivals, whatever you want to do, upgrade them.
Given a free low-rated headliner, you could do the same thing as it is in real life in your actual game of FIFA. So you could get, let's say Smalling, for example. They were giving everybody Smalling once you hit level 20. To upgrade Smalling, you had to win 4 rival matches in a row, or else he would have to score X amount of goals or clean sheets.
Problem with that is that when it's such a small number, you can game it just by dropping divisions. That's if you have it as just a rule.
That's a problem. Yeah.
And again, it's so hard to cater because the problem with what I said is that for a casual player, they're never going to upgrade them. But that's the catch 22 of all of this is that you can't cater for people who play the game a lot and people who don't play. They're completely different customer bases. You cannot satisfy both unless you actually have both options. So unless you say you could do it this way or you could do it that way, but the problem is people who grind the game will do it the quicker way because it's obviously easier to do it that way. So it's very hard to find that balance.
And a lot of kids who necessarily they aren't allowed to or don't play rivals, they're never going to have a chance.
No. And for these cards,
Play
really, let's just have some fun with them because, again, they're not going to be anyone's end game team. They're not going to just have some fun and just release them. And by the time you get, you can get Anderson in 10 days. What is it? Like, I've noticed with streaming this week, since Team of the Year, everything's a little bit quieter. I think everyone's on a Team of the Year hangover. I think everyone is so fed up of doing upgrade packs. Like, they're so recycling packs and all that. I think people are just generally a bit fed up and everyone's having a little break from FIFA just because, not because I said Team of the Year was particularly bad, just because it takes a lot of energy out and we're all hoping to pack one. And even I did pack my first ever one, even though I looked at the upgrade pack we got today and I literally was like, no, I'm not touching that. Haven't physically, mentally got it in me to build them.
Yep.
And my club's bare anyway, but I just couldn't do it. So we'll see what we get next season. Like, you've got to think, and also like with the milestone players, we've got to get the upgrade to those soon. We're nearly in February. You think the game cycle, it's really only got Feb, March, April left, and really April we're talking about team of the season. So really they've got to get these upgrades out soon, so we can upgrade Politano and stuff a little bit. After all this, it'll be a +1. Play 500 games for a +1 or something crap like that. Honestly, they just need to have some fun and just pump them up, especially, just do it.
Do it earlier, the earlier the better, because he's never, that Politano, let's be honest, by the time he gets the upgrade, he's never going to get into your team.
Politano's great. Like, if I could upgrade Politano to like a 90, he'd be better than Bernardo Silva, I think.
90, yes, but will he ever get to that?
He a +3, who knows? We'll see what they've got. Okay.
Yeah.
How about? Oh, we had a question. We had a question in today, didn't we? We
Oh, yes.
we did have a question talking about with RTTF cards coming back into fashion soon. Obviously, Champions League kicks off again in 3 weeks. What was the question we had, Dryside?
That was from a long-term listener of the show, long-time listener.
10 years, 10-year listener.
Yeah, he's been here since the very beginning, back in the day, at Wet Farm. And he asked the question, He has got a Gedson Fernandez card of the Europa League live card for Benfica. But his question was, with him moving to Tottenham, and with Tottenham being in the UCL, will that card become a UCL card, and will it become a Tottenham card as well? Interesting. Good question.
It is a good question because we discussed this before, didn't we? So, like, right, let's just make sure our ducks are aligned here. And we agreed on something, but we couldn't find the information. But from what we understand, he will convert to a Champions League card because they did say on their Q&A, it said if the player transfers to a club that is in one of the competition, in the other competition, their card will transfer to that card, so a UCL card. It didn't mention anything about the club. And I don't think, I mean, Dryside looked through the last couple of years, we cannot find an RTTF. Obviously, RTTF, I think, was new last year. We can't find a live card. Obviously, ones to watch have just joined a club, so it's quite rare that they transfer. We couldn't find a player that has transferred in January when they have a live card already to see if EA updated the club on the live card. Now, I don't know if you agree with this, right? So my expectation would be that at some point in the next few weeks, because it does take a few weeks after they transferred, maybe after the January transfer window, maybe just before the UCL kicks off again, that card should turn to a UCL card, and he should also get a Spurs badge.
Yeah, there's two parts to it. Even if you take the live card out of it, he's obviously going to change to a Spurs card anyway.
Well, they don't change the standard cards, do they? Standard cards don't change. They just release the new ones in packs. So if it wasn't a live card, it wouldn't change. Like informs don't change. No cards change clubs.
Oh yeah.
So
which is a new card,
but because it's a live card and they're going to change it to Champions League, they're going to have to, because otherwise it would make sense because that card is linked to Tottenham's performances, not Benfica's. So they would have to change it to Spurs. I cannot see them not changing it to Spurs.
It's also a bit of a specialist card too. For anybody who doesn't know, it's not on the market. It was an SBC, so probably one of the best SBCs that anybody would have ever done. If it does all transfer across like you think it will, you could have yourself an absolute Bobby Dazzler of a card.
Well, when Spurs get knocked out in the last 16 and lose the first leg, he won't get any upgrades, and he's stuck at, what, 80? 81?
There he goes again.
For anyone who doesn't know, Dryside is a Spurs fan.
Yeah. It's maybe not a good time to talk about things at the minute.
So there's a question. Yeah, we'll see. Like that's our understanding of how it should work, but we'll see if it does. Could be a few weeks yet, though. I think. And then we'll finish up. Let's finish up with this week ahead. We have got they've split headliners again, haven't they? Two. We got another week this week, haven't we? On Friday, another set.
Yeah, I'm thinking by all the previous promos, which is really frustrating, and they've done this from the very, very beginning of I don't know whether they've done it last year or not, but I've noticed more of a trend this year that every promo that's come out, they've done it the wrong way around. They should be releasing the first one, which is a real teaser with all right players, giving a bit of a dangle, a bit of a carrot, and then hit you with the big one second. Every promo, I can guarantee the one that comes this week is going to be very average players.
Well, I think I agree because they have been, haven't they? Like RTTF was a bit crap the second week. Yeah. I think, did we have a second week of Scream? It wasn't as good. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't as good. But also when you look at, so they have to have had an inform. If you look at the inform cards that could get one, like it's not going to be a Messi, it's not going to be a Ronaldo, it won't be De Bruyne because of Team of the Year. You're going to get the likes of, just looking through the list right now in front of me, you're probably going to get Harry Kane. You're not going to get Hazard because he's got one to watch. You're not getting Luka Modric might. Griezmann won't. Mbappe, don't think Mbappe will. Could get a Suarez, could get Aguero. You could get like Kylian Navas. Could do Royce again maybe. Like Werner might get one, it'd be quite nice. Immobile, but they're not like, they've picked all the nice fullbacks have been done, right? Walker, Semedo and Telles. Like I don't think there's any amazing defenders they're really going to do. I think that's honestly going to be the highlight.
Goalkeeper have we?
No, I think Navas will get one.
Last year it was that crazy card summer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when they messed up the rating and then didn't change it because everyone messed up the overall. But I think that Keylor Navas, he'll get one for sure. He's had 2 informs and pretty much he has to get one. Maybe Chesney might get one as well. But I agree. I don't think it's going to be that great. Personally, I'm going to open my packs on Thursday. When we get rewards, I'm not going to wait for Friday because I would rather I know there is no informed card apart from Ronaldo or Messi that I would rather than that Neymar card. And I know that Ronaldo and Messi will not get one because they've had Team of the Year and they're just too high rated. Because their headliner would be Messi's headliner would be 97 rated and Ronaldo's would be 95. So I just don't see that happening.
Would Ter Stegen get one?
Ter Stegen could get one. Yeah, he got a team in the group stage and an inform. He could. Yeah, Ter Stegen's definitely
great one.
Definitely in the running as well. He could. Ter Stegen, but again, he's not. But he's not going to be that expensive, really.
No, he won't be.
Like considering Team of the Year, Alisson's 400k or whatever he is, 500k. I don't know what he is right now. Like
I was going to say maybe 200, maybe.
Yeah, 150, 200, and then like what other ones? Yeah, I just can't think. I can't pick anything. And guys listening, you might be like, oh no, but this one might be in there. And there will be some cards in most team. But what we're saying is, I just don't think there's going to be. You're not. They've shot it early. Like they've put them out. You could get Wijnaldum, quite nice, but I think they've gone like they've got. They've put the best cards out in the first week again. So my opinion, I'm not saving packs for Friday. I'm going to open them up on Thursday.
Yeah, 100%. Same. And
that is it. It's not a short episode. It's a normal time episode. I knew it would work out like this. I knew it because Dryside just goes on and on.
That guy never shuts up.
Keep telling us about that story about that lady you gave a lift to. All right, you've done a good deed.
We're gonna make it a segment. It'll be a segment in the show. I'm gonna try and get her attention in the next week or so, and see if I can get maybe build a bit of a bond with her. I might start going to that hairdresser's, to be honest.
Give it a lift back.
Maybe well, see, I might go in the back of her wheelchair. I don't know. We'll figure something. Just to repay the favour. Fiver's not enough.
Exactly. If you ever see her out on a night and you've had a few drinks and you're about to call a taxi, and hello, no, well, I guess if she was driving, she would have just driven herself there, so that won't work.
Exactly. Just a night out. Oi, oi, hello.
Oh, right, guys, make sure you listen next week. Next week, I will have a challenge for Dryside. So there will be a challenge for Dryside, which I no doubt he will fail.
I look forward to it.
We'll be discussing. There's so much to discuss. We'll, winter upgrades, January transfers, all these kind of things. Headliners, future stars will be on the card, loads of stuff. So make sure you tune in next week. Again, any questions, you can DM us at Two Old FUTs. Yeah, questions, topics you'd like to discuss, literally any thoughts, please DM us, because we'd love to kind of discuss what you guys want to discuss as well. And I'm sure there'll be some new angles to things that, we haven't thought about. So, guys, that's it from us. Dryside, anything else?
No, it's all good.
All good.
Another good to speak to you.
Yeah, good to speak to you. Enjoy your week. See you later.
Bye.